say a few words, and thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it.
For sure. Thank you very much, and we'll bring back on Brandon Jones, and we'll about have 12 minutes and 15 seconds away from the conclusion of this game. So here we are, 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Round Rock ISD has it. We'd like to thank George Cox for coming up here and joining us today, this evening.
It's interesting to hear. He said that they do have about a 2-month period to go ahead and get some practices in and be familiar with each other. So there's no excuses for the early fall starts, right, Carl?
I still think there's always nerves right there as Erickson hands it off and has Tozo run it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. 2nd and 6 on the way, and I think there's also something to be said about the discipline of hearts count. Those are certainly things that you practice
it's muscle
with
memory,
coaches.
Yeah, definitely. You got to get used to that type of thing, but it's a good deal what he's got going on. Mr. Cox and does a good job of putting this event on, and hopefully we're able to call more games in the future.
And certainly he picked a pretty good complex here, Kelly Reeves, as it's known as the Palace on Palmer. Here's Tozo across the 45, and he'll be held up at the 44-yard line. The stop coming from Elliott Jones there, who's listed at safety. He's playing a little outside linebacker right now, but still a pickup of 3 yards up to the 43-yard line. Clock moving here, 11:08. RRISD probably thinking about just keeping the ball in play on the ground, picking up the first downs when they can, and running it behind their athletic quarterbacks and, running backs.
This game is kind of getting out of hand, and Granger's kind of losing their focus right now, and I see Taylor's on the sideline, hasn't been on defense this whole drive. Maybe they're saving him for one last gasp on offense.
The receivers on the left side. Instead, it'll be a pass to the right, a first down off the completion, and making the catch there is Jose Pacheco, and he gets the first down out to the 38-yard line. Actually, move it out to the 35. Granger in the white uniforms with the black pants. Round Rock in the black uniforms. It's something we see a lot more nowadays. Every team kind of looking for their all-black uniforms. Even some teams like UCLA, that didn't quite make sense. They don't have any black in their uniforms at all. They were trying out the black uniforms, so it seems to be in vogue these days.
Yeah, just new uniforms in general, man. The more you can appeal to these recruits, the better chance you are of getting these recruits,
Here's Erickson looking for a man on the left side. It's incomplete, but we have flags come in on the play as that was intended for Scott Crockrell. The flag here coming against the offense.
Looks like it was a chop block on the play.
So that'll back him up.
Flag on the play.
9:43 here left in the ball game. Round Rock ISD looking for one more score to put the nail in the coffin. Granger holding on here. If they can get a turnover, and especially if their defense can score again, they might have a chance to make this one interesting with less than 5 minutes to go. We'll see what happens as this ball is backed up to midfield at the 50. Second and a long way to go to the 25-yard line. 25 yards for the yard to gain. Spread offense right here for Erickson out of the pistol. He's going to drop back, look for a pass. Fires over to the right side. It's caught at the 40, and he'll make it to the 39-yard line as the catch is pulled down by Pacheco.
Pacheco's been a big part of this offense the past 2 drives, and he did a good job of making the catch right there and making it a reasonable 3rd down.
Yeah, that penalty definitely backed them up a good ways. And now here on 3rd down and about 15, looks like it's probably going to be another passing down for Erickson. Two receivers on both sides. Pistol formation. Tozo behind Erickson. Play action. Firing deep down the middle of the field. Overthrows his intended receiver. And that'll be 4th down coming up here for Round Rock ISD. And it looked like they were looking for all the yards on that play. But, you know, in these games at this point, you know, unless a punt comes in here to try and pin him deep, both teams have mostly been working with 4 downs anyway on every drive as they get across the midfield.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory. They're going to be going for it anyways. It's going to be interesting to see what type of play call they try to come up with, if they try to go down the middle of the field or keep it closer to the sideline.
8:16 is where the clock stops after that incomplete pass. 2 men in the backfield here with Erickson. He's going to pooch punt this one again, and nobody back deep to receive. Bounces at the 10. He's going to roll at the 5 and stop right there as it's down on the play just before the 5-yard line. So good play right there to put a long field in front of Granger. 8:07 left in the 4th quarter. Granger has their work cut out for them. They're going to need to score a touchdown on this drive to keep their hopes alive.
And as we suspected, it looks like Ramon Taylor is walking on the field for this offense that's down 18 points with about 8 minutes to go. He gave this Granger offense a spark once he came in at the end of that first half. So let's see if he can go ahead and do the same thing to end this game and try to go ahead and take the lead from this Round Rock ISD defense.
He's also responsible for the defensive score at the end of the 2nd quarter for Granger. Huddle here for the Lions as they figure out the play that they want to run, as they're in the shadow of their own goalpost behind them. Two receivers on the right side, single receiver on the left. Here as it's Taylor in the shotgun. He's going to drop back for a pass, casually looking down the field. Now he's going to escape out of the pocket to the right side. Looks for a block at the 5, and he cuts at the 10. Gets across the 15, the 20. Room in front of him across the 30. Gets to the 40, and he shoves a defender as he runs out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So Taylor showing off the Division I athleticism.
Looks like there was nothing there, Carl, but when you have that D1 athleticism like you speak of, it just can't be contained. You did a good job of getting outside the pocket and making something happen and picking up the first down.
Could you imagine watching some of these guys back when they were in high school and going up against maybe some mediocre teams? It's definitely a sight to behold, especially the ones that would go on for greatness.
A man amongst boys, some of these guys are. And I actually played with the guy in Aaron Williams that went over to UT, and watching him in practice every day, it was just phenomenal, some of the things that he accomplished.
Two receivers to the left, two receivers on the right. There's a tight end on the right side as Taylor will look for a pass. Casually backpedals. Now steps up in the pocket. Looking for somebody. He's going to fire deep down to the left side of the field. Underthrows his receiver. Intercepted goes the play as Rob Black catches it, and he tries to return it to the 10-yard line. He falls down on the play, and the interception is looking for the home run play there was Granger. And had he decided to tuck it and run, he might have been able to pick up another 30, 40 yards. Perhaps he was just a tad tired from the big run earlier.
Yeah, he tried to take a shot downfield to a receiver for the Granger team, but it was a good job by Black. I want to say that's his second interception of the day, and he's done a good job of patrolling the defensive backfield and making plays.
He's gotten his hands on a few passes today on the defensive side.
Yeah, he's the playmaker for the Round Rock ISD school, and it didn't work out well for Taylor right there. But I was like you. I thought he had a better chance of going ahead and tucking that ball in and trying to pick up an extra probably 30 yards in front of him.
We saw him make a deep bomb play earlier in the game, and right there he just had about 5 yards underneath what he was looking for. A little more air under it, and it would have been 6 points. 1st and 10 from the 10 here for Round Rock ISD as they're in their own territory. To pitch out to the left side, running between the tackle and the guard is Tozo, and he picks up 4 yards to the 14-yard line. Clock moving here, 6:14 left in the 4th quarter. Round Rock ISD probably just looking to keep this running and probably very few pass plays left for them. Second and 6. Enjoying the wealth of time on the play clock are Round Rock ISD. 15 seconds left here as it's a pistol formation for Erickson. Play action. Pass across the middle. It's caught. Now taking it out to the left side, getting across the 20, picking up the first down, and a little bit more there will be the receiver, as that one was caught by Cody Bailey, and Bailey with the first down.
Bailey's been extremely active, and like you said, I wasn't expecting a pass play right there, Carl. They went ahead and caught the defense looking and did a good job of hitting somebody in the intermediate area and did a good job of picking up the first down.
Yeah, definitely a high percentage pass, though, as it was just a short one off the play action. Quick inside slant, and he was able to pick up the downs needed, and he stayed in bounds to keep the clock moving here as it's at 5:15 left in the fourth. 2 men in the backfield now with Erickson. He fumbles this snap. He's able to pick it back up. He wants to try and make a move with it, but on top of him are a few defenders from Granger, and he's brought down for a loss behind the 20.
Nice play back in the backfield right there by number 34 for the Granger team, and they got to go ahead and try to force a turnover here with 4:45 remaining and down 18 points.
This might be a situation where you see what you can get on the run play if you're Erickson, and if you pick up the 5-7 yards to maybe get back to make this a third and manageable, you look for a pass. We'll see what they do. Single receivers on each side. It's a pitch out to the right side. Bergeron will run it. Bergeron spins at the 15, and he is stopped at the 17-yard line. He wants to fight forward. He gets the 17 is where he stays.
Always been a hard runner. He did a good job right there of getting stopped initially and picking up an extra 2 yards. It might not help too much, but it definitely sends a message to the defense.
You've seen quite a bit of these Longhorns during their collegiate career. Impressed with how they're doing tonight?
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Bergeron's doing what he normally did at the University of Texas, is just picking up the short yardages, and we all know what type of impact Romas Taylor has out there, and he's done a good job out there as well.
Clock moving here, 3:42 left. It's going to be a third and long from the 17-yard line, yard to gain the 33. Two receivers on both sides. Erickson in the pistol. Play action. Looks down the left side. He's going to fire it deep. Mathis has it go off his hands, incomplete. Good coverage right there from Granger, as Leonard Hinojosa was able to stay step to step with Mathis.
Did a good job in coverage right there, and it looks like Romas Taylor is going back to receive this punt. If there is a punt, I would expect one on their own 18-yard line.
Yeah, this case you keep it safe, but I think you also play it safe by keeping it away from Taylor.
Yeah.
You don't let him get room in front of him.
Yeah, he's just so explosive and so shifty, and I wouldn't be surprised if they kick this bad boy out of bounds.
Yeah, it might also be a good idea just to go for it on fourth down to make sure that he doesn't get it, whatever keeps it out of Taylor's hands. And it will be a pooch punt. It's a line drive. This is a really good punt here, as Taylor's going to have to take it on a bounce around the 35. He surveys the field, goes across the 40, cuts at the 45, spins around the 50. Flags come out on the play as he goes down the sideline on the left side, gets across the 30, and whistles blow the play dead as he must have stepped out of bounds just past the 30-yard line. Flags are in the area of a block in the back, so this could be coming back. Clock stops at 2:37 left here. Granger trails 30-12. Yep, this one brings it all the way back, as Taylor had a good return, but block in the back puts it at the 34-yard line.
At the 34-yard line, 1st and 10 Granger.
Granger with 1st and 10. They're going to need a quick score and then perhaps an onside kick and another quick score. We're playing where basically there's going to be 2-point conversions, so probably 2 onside kicks would be required here for Granger. They're going to have a couple miracles happen. You know, we've seen crazier things happen in football.
We have, and if they can go ahead and get the ball into Taylor's hands pretty quick and go ahead and try to get in the end zone within the next 20 seconds, they have a shot.
It'll be Gamble looking for a pass. Goes out to the left side and incomplete as he looks for Taylor on the screen. Stops the clock at 2:17. 2nd and 10 coming up here from the 34. A lot of kids running around enjoying the open field here as the game goes on. Probably a good amount of player kids. Get to see their old man work and decide to just mess around on their own.
Yeah, a lot of these kids don't know who Daddy is, the football player, you know. I'm sure they've heard about it, though.
Man goes in motion now as Walker out of the Wildcat gets it across the 40 and picks up about 8 yards to the 42. Clock still moving here, 1:50 left in the ball game.
Under 2 minutes.
Here we go on 3rd down. Trips right. 2 receivers on the left side. It'll be Gamble in the shotgun. Drops back. Looks for some running room in front of him. He is hit short of the 1st down. In fact, they might give him forward progress. They will. 1st down there. Clock stops at 1:23 to move the chains as Granger picks up the 1st down at the 44-yard line. Clock starts back up here, 1:15 left in the game.
Now, if they run a fly pattern right here and score within 10 seconds right here, kick the onside kick, throw another. I'm just trying to figure out
it's unlikely now the comeback, but we have a timeout called by Granger.
It's not over yet, Carl.
They want, at this point, they just want to get in as many plays as they can. It's not over yet, but, you know, you probably wish at a certain point that you could have perhaps another couple quarters to play. You know, you miss it. You're going to have to wait till next year, find another alumni game to say, yeah, I went to that school. It's been a fun one tonight.
30 different voters from across the country sent in their ballots, and we will have the answer at the end of the game.
We have a fun night here as I think the play of the game probably goes to Lamont Taylor on the pick 6 there at the end of the game.
Yeah, he was definitely aided by Chris Alexander as well on that play. Did a good job, but it's been a good team effort by the Round Rock ISD squad and just forcing a lot of turnovers by this Granger offense.
2 receivers on the left here. Taylor in the backfield now with Gamble. 1st and 10 from the 44. High snap bobbled here. It's a pitch out to the right side. Taylor, he wants to pump fake at the 30. Tries to escape a couple defenders. Shifty move at the 40. Has room in front of him. Crosses the 50, the 45, 40, and he is pushed out of bounds around the 37, 38-yard line. So Taylor picks up the 1st down, and Andy stops the clock running out of bounds. A smart play right there, and kind of looked like a basketball move where he baited the defender with the ball and then kind of swum around him.
Yeah, he did a good job of avoiding the oncoming defender, and if he just gets a little bit of space, Carl, he's just electric.
44 seconds here as the clock picks back up. Timeout here. I think the officials might want a little bit of time added onto the clock. No, Granger will actually just take their final timeout here. 34 seconds left. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Here we go. 30-12 your score. Granger looking to add on points before the end of the game. Kind of a prevent style defense right here from Round Rock ISD. Gamble will drop back, look down the left side of the field. It's batted away, incomplete. And there on the coverage, Round Rock ISD had Josh Turner out there.
Josh Turner, he's another former Longhorn defender, and he did a good job on that play. Played around the same time as Bergeron, so they're quite familiar with each other.
Clock stops at 27 seconds after the incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. "14 seconds on the play clock here for Granger as they break the huddle. Gamble in the shotgun and empty backfield. And flags come in here as the players weren't all quite set on the line of scrimmage. They'll call a delay of game. So there were a couple things that could have been called right there as they had to hurry it up. And will we have a 10-second runoff on the penalty? I don't quite think that we'll be doing that, but as the ball moves back to the 42-yard line, that'll be a long 2nd down. 25 seconds left in the ball game. Two receivers on both sides. Here's Gamble dropping back, rolling out to the left. Under pressure, he escapes one tackle, fumbles it at the 40-yard line. It'll be picked up and then shoved down as the man who picked it up, and he loses the ball. And I think an offensive lineman hops back on top of it. Play whistled dead at around the 42-yard line. 10 seconds left in the ball game. That could be the final play right there on a fumble. 5 seconds left. And that'll do it. That'll be the final here at Round Rock ISD at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. The final score, 30-12, Round Rock ISD with the victory over Granger. I'm Carl Schoening along with Brandon Jones. Brandon, a real brief post-game here as we have a good matchup here between these two guys. A lot of fun just to get back out there on the field, but definitely good competition. And I think if we were to give an MVP award, we'd probably have to give it to Joe Bergeron, who is on the winning team, and he set up a lot of big plays, and probably co-MVP with Lamont Taylor, who made a lot of defensive plays for Granger.
Yeah, it was a star-studded event tonight, and it was a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to call the game. And it was a good job by the Round Rock ISD All-Star team, I guess you could call them, and did a good job of really forcing turnovers and just having fun. There was a lot of action going on, a lot of big hits, and a lot of elusivity, I guess you could say, on the field. And it was a lot of fun. It was a good job by both teams.
We'd like to thank Mr. George Cox for hosting the event. We'd like to thank the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex for having us out here. We'd like to thank the Granger alum for making the drive down, and we'd like to thank the Round Rock ISD people for participating in the alumni game. We'd like to thank everybody else affiliated here, as well as the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Texas and the Kelly Reeves Alumni Foundation. Both great charities. Check them out, as well as Texas Firewalkers and Gridiron Glory Alumni Football. For Brandon Jones, I'm Carl Schoening. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you next time.